going on, y'all? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Season 2, episode. What is this for? Listen, who is doing the writing for this show? I really just want to know who is doing the writing for this show for two characters, Natalie and Esperanza, because they are irking the hell out of me. All right. So we start this shit where ended off last week. The nosy ass neighbor. You got Brad and Randall out there in the back of Randall's house, fighting because Brad tore the fuck up out that boat. I probably would have did the same thing, but then again, I wouldn't have wasted my energy. But Brad was hyped, he was pissed and all that shit. Okay, that's understandable. Then you got that nosy ass neighbor who reported the shit that happened the first time, reporting it again to Esperanza. Esperanza was like, Mrs. Plummer, is this you, girl? You called me the last time. So now you hear shots fired and all this stuff. Esperanza wants to get up and be big and bad and like, oh my God, I have to gather all the girls and we have to go to the house and see what's going on, because then she calls Natalie. I was like, Natalie, you work at this burger joint and you almost got fired, okay? Aren't you on probation or some shit like that? Because I just don't see you just getting up and leaving to go see what's going on and all that shit. I mean, let the cops handle it, but I guess, after that, they get back to the house. And it irked me because Esperanza was on the phone with Natty like, we need to hurry up and get to the house. There's something going on with Brad and Randall. They're out there fighting. We need to hurry up and get there. But she's just walking extra like it's regular day. I said, put some pep in your step if it's really that important to you. Like if y'all really need to get there because you think something may happen, put some pep in your motherfucking step. So then after that, back at the house, we see all these cop cars outside. You got the whole neighborhood just standing outside looking, and it's mostly white, and they probably sitting there like, this is what gentrification does to us. This is what happened when we let you niggas up in this goddamn neighborhood. This is what happened when integration comes about. Okay? All this bullshit and fuck. We ain't had this much action in a long ass time. What the fuck is y'all doing? So, Eddie and Lucia get up there. There's already the cops there. Eddie talking to the cop that's on the step already like, we got this. Okay, you could just tell everybody to roll up. And dude was like, you got to be careful because a lot of people watching and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here like, the way they talking to each other, like they know how Eddie is and they cool with it. And it's like they covering each other's asses, or either they scared of him, so they just gonna let him get away with whatever the fuck he want to do. And it's irking me so much. Because then you got Eddie talking about telling Lucia, go in the back, go see what's going on with cover me. Go see what's going on and all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, Eddie has to go. At first I was like, Eddie, somebody just needs to whoop his ass, like give him one good ass whooping. Eddie has to die. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put it out there so bold and just to be so, raw with it, but Eddie has to die. Eddie, I can't sugarcoat it. He just needs to die. Okay, that's one character we can do without. All right, because he's just irking the life out of me. I don't see not one good quality about him on this show. They go up in the house. Brad sitting on the bed. They're like, girl, what happened? Brad was like, look, we got into the fight. I shot the gun and all that stuff. Eddie like, where the gun at? I was like, when you get this and they talk to you, say it's Brad's gun or some shit. No, they was talking. Alex come up in there. Alex came up in there and Eddie got pissed off at her like, bitch, this is your fault and all this shit, the shit that you doing, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Alex kind of came back at him and was like, you are the last person to tell somebody that they should be ashamed of themselves because look at the fuck shit that you do. And I said, she got a point there. Lil Ho got a point there, okay, But, Lucia was about to say something. Eddie said, bitch, take your ass over there and go see what the fuck Randall doing and go get him. And I said, what? Me and Lucia's like, what? Arrest him for what? He ain't had a gun. Eddie is like, this my bro. Okay, this my best friend. And, you fucking with his wife and his wife fucked him over. Okay, I'm finna fuck. I can't fuck the bitch up, but I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. That's what's going on through Eddie's head. Okay. So at Randall's house, Lucian go over there talking to him, trying to get the story. He telling him what happened and how he was attacked, how the gun was not his. It was Brad's, and Brad has it. Mind you, Eddie gets the gun from Brad. Eddie is outside with Brad and telling him, When they come to you, you say that the gun is not yours, it's his, he had the gun and all this stuff. So trying to put it all on Randall. Randall comes out the house with Lucian, because Lucian like, what the fuck? Randall like, what's going on? Like, why am I finna get taken to jail or whatever? Why do I need to come out? This motherfucker the one that broke into my house and all that shit. The way that Randall, okay, granted, Randall, you were attacked, but the way that he was trying to talk to Lucian like he was the victim, I was like, I know technically you were the victim because, Brad did attack your ass, but you still get no sympathy because all this shit happened because of your bullshit. You couldn't keep your dick in your pants, or you couldn't keep your dick to your wife, okay? You had to stick it to another man's wife, all right? So after that, Eddie comes out the house with the gun. Y'all saw him wiping that bitch down, right, in the claw. And then he goes to Randall and he was like, what's that? And he threw the gun at him. So I'm like, Eddie, you's a bitch. You's a bitch, because what he just did is, if Eddie wanted to really file that report and to make it seem as if Randall really did attack Brad with the gun and it's his gun or whatever, he wiped off Brad's print and Eddie's prints and threw that gun at Randall. Now Randall got all his prints on that gun. And so that's giving him cause to fucking arrest him. Lucian looking like, what the fuck is going on? So keeping on this whole train about Lucian and all that, they go to the woods. And I'm sitting here like, Eddie, what the fuck is you doing? He finna execute this motherfucker out here in the woods. And I'm sitting here like, girl, stop playing. You must be high off that coke. Yeah, I forgot he sniffed a little before he got there. Because y'all know this still the same damn day. But Lucius is like, what the fuck is going on? And Randall looking at Lucius, and Eddie like, oh no, he ain't finna save your ass. He ain't finna save your ass or whatever. And Randall was like, if it wasn't for the fact that I was up in these handcuffs, I'd beat your ass and all this stuff and yada yada yada. Eddie talking big too. So Eddie like, oh, so you gonna whoop my ass? He was like, look, the cuffs are off. What you gonna do? He put his gun down and he uncuffed Randall. Bitch, Randall and him start fighting. Eddie, I don't even believe he got a hit off of Randall before he pulled his gun on him. I said, you did all that talking bullshit like you was really about that life, and your ass can't even fight? Or you too coked up to fight? You had to pull the gun out. This motherfucker that already got his ass beat the fuck up. Mind you, he tried to make it so... Randall tried to make us feel sorry for him. He was like, I come home. And Brad must have been out there for hours because he towed my grandfather's boat. That was my grandfather's boat. Nigga, we don't care at this moment, okay? We don't care. We really don't. You brought all this shit on yourself, okay? Excuse me, that was disgusting. But anyway, so while Randall about to whoop his ass, Lucian, grabs Eddie and was like, I guess he pulled his gun out and was like, put the gun down, bruh. We ain't about this. This not what we here for. And he was like, Randall, run. And Randall ran. And here go Eddie. What the fuck you do that for, rookie? Why you do that? See, this is why I like you. He was like, nigga, I'm not scared of you. I am not scared of you. He was like, what you doing up in here trying to execute this man? He was like, I was going to kill him. Then he going to switch his story and say, nah, he fucked my best friend's wife. Of course I wasn't going to kill him. I was just going to put the fear of God up in him. I was like, Eddie, you don't scare nobody really like that. And it took Lucian to tell you, like, nigga, you can do whatever you say you gonna do. You keep fucking with me. You keep doing this bullshit. I'ma fucking tell on you, okay? He was like, I'm gonna tell the fucking boss on your ass. You keep playing because you out of fucking control, all right? It's one incident that's okay, maybe two, but when it's a pattern and you come at, you can't keep it together, that's when you got a fucking trick, okay? It ain't no about being a snitch and all this stuff. He putting people's lives in danger, including his own. And, he don't give a fuck. He's fucking reckless. And, he like, so you gonna trick? So you gonna say something? And all this stuff. And Lucian was like, bitch, let me tell you something. I'm not scared of you, and the only reason why I've been tolerating you is because I needed this job. But you do one more motherfucking thing, and it's gonna be to hell with you and to hell with this motherfucking job. And I'm gonna turn your ass in. And when did y'all hear that? When Lucian was trying to get Eddie to put the gun down, and he put that gun in his face, he was like, do it. I don't want to live nowhere. I said, what type of death wish is he trying to death by suicide by cop or whatever? What are you doing, Randall? I mean, Eddie. Eddie looked like one of these motherfucking cops that'd be out here beating niggas and get away with it. That's been going on. Like, he just Look at how much he getting away with. It's just and he told Lucius to get his ass in the car. All this bullshit. He was like, "Oh, so you gonna be my bitch? You all sensitive? You want me to make you dinner, bring you flowers and all this stuff? First I got Esperanza, then I got Yolanda, now I got your bitch ass, three little pussies on my dick." I'm sitting here like, Eddie has to die. I'm sorry, Eddie just has to die. I was just 100% over it. Um, Whatever. This is what really pissed me off. Fuck all that. We got that out the way. This is the other big scene of the episode. Alex is at the house. Natalie and Esperanza is there with her. They are comforting her. Okay? And Brad is there. And Brad is going off. He's feeling away. And they telling him, you need to calm down. Okay, you're not thinking clearly. You need to, she made a mistake. Okay, he was like, did y'all know about this? I was like, we didn't know. But at first they said they didn't know. The Esperanza slipped up and said, we know, how you know that they was doing this for a year or something. Basically implied that this fair shit been going on for a year and they knew about it. And, Brad caught that, was like, wait a minute, a year? She was like, girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm just making a guess or whatever. We don't know how long it was going on. And then Brad was like, but did your girlfriend tell you what she told me? That he was bigger than me? That he get all A's and I get D's in the motherfucking bedroom? And she prefer him? She likes having sex with him? And they kept on making excuses after excuses for her. And I'm just sitting here like, Alex is not the victim. I don't give a fuck how long they known this bitch. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care. I'm just that type of person. Don't come to me with this bullshit and expect me to sit here and just be like, oh, it's going to be okay when you know you 100% in the wrong. Okay? And then Esperanza was like, she made a mistake. No, Natalie, one of them going to say she made a mistake. No, boo. Alex didn't make no mistake. A mistake was accident, fucking not accidentally. You're probably drunk or something, or, you got into an argument with your man and, you do, Randall was right there and you fucked him that one time. That's a mistake probably, okay? Not going back time after time after time after time for again and again and again and again. That's not a fucking mistake. That is consciously, willingly, consensually doing that of your own free will, okay? That is not a fucking mistake. That is a fucking relationship, okay? Okay, that is sex buddy stuff, alright? And saying I love you and all that. That is not a fucking mistake, okay? And Esperanza talking about don't leave. What about the kids and all this shit? And, you need to be here. And, she's going through a lot. And I'm sitting here like, I was here for Brad. Brad was counteracting everything that they saying. Oh, this bitch going through a lot? What the fuck about me? She been cheating on motherfucking me. This bitch did that to herself and she did it to me. She brought all this bullshit on herself. Fuck her feelings. What about me? And I'm just sitting here like, once again, it's pity for Alex. It's a comfort for Alex. But it just baffled me how they were so quick to jump on Kelly when they thought it was her who was fucking with Brad and all that stuff, and she was gonna be every bitch in the book or whatever. She was. But now that it's Alex, let's comfort her. Let's do this for her. Let's try to get her marriage on track. Let's tell Brad, you need to calm down, don't leave, and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here like, how dare you tell this man not to leave? Because he told her to get the fuck out. And he said, oh, fuck this shit. Take that hoe to your own place. Did y'all, when Eddie called Alex that hoe, bitch, I motherfucking died. It was so fucking funny to me. What you call me? You don't talk to me that way. Bitch, sit your ass down, okay? Sit your whole ass down. That's what he said. Sit your whole ass down. Take your whole ass back in the house or something like that. It was so fucking funny. Because Eddie be trying to sound so hard with that Blaxican accent that he got, okay? Because he probably a white boy trying to make it pass for a Mexican with an African American thug like accent, slang accent. It's like it's crazy. Okay, figure that shit out. You never know which one you're gonna get. He don't know either. I'm pretty sure of it. He just don't know who he is no more. But yeah, he going through all that, and I'm just sitting here like, how dare you tell him to calm down and to think about the kids? And I was like, bitch, Alex didn't think about them kids when she was fucking Randall and then fucking that nigga Raw. Come on now. And for Esperanza to have been in that situation, Natalie, you've been in that situation too, and y'all telling this man to calm down, and then you got Alex running after Brad because he's saying that he gonna leave. Like, bitch, you really want this crazy man right about now? He is not right in the head because of the shit that you did, sleeping in your room. You think he really gonna sleep in the bed with you? You think, come on now, I'd rather him just leave and get his head and his shit together before he come back and fucking kill you and all the kids in the house too because of that. You know, it was just pissing me off. I was just like, why are they doing this? And then it's irking me because while I understand that Natalie and Esperanza, they're friends with Alex first, and you know, at one point in time, Marcy did have a little thing for like a little beef with Esperanza because she thought Esperanza wanted her man, but that wasn't the case. But they was chill and they was cool after that, and it just irks me so much that Natalie nor Esperanza had took it upon themselves to even just. You ain't even, I don't care if y'all not close friends, but damn, give the bitch Marcy a fucking phone call and see how she's doing because she's the one that's the real victim here. Her and Brad are the victims here, okay? No one checking up on them. They all about Alex and all that shit. I'm like, let's be fucking fair. And it is so sad that the only person out of that whole group, you know, and I'm pretty sure Marcy thought she was cool with all of them. And the only person out that whole group that'll come to her aid when she needs to or that she can call was Kelly. And then, you know, you got Alex calling Kelly talking about, do you want the kids? And I'm going to keep the kids. No, bring the kids over. And, you know, I'm sorry about this. And here go Kelly. Kelly was cool for a minute and then she said something dumb. I wish I would could have helped you avoid this. Like by saying something or something like that to help you avoid all this mess. I'm sitting here like, what? No, this is her fault. It was going to come out regardless. Don't put that shit on you, bitch. You know, it was just irking me. I was just like, ugh. So then after that, you know, Marcy's showing the house. Here's the gag and here's the shade. Marcy's showing the house because she's a real estate agent. She's showing the house to this interracial couple. A white woman, Alex, you know, a black man, Randall, and they're pregnant. Alex is pregnant. And I'm sitting here like somebody said on Twitter, Tyler like throwing some hints and you foreshadowing or some shit like that. Like, you know, and they looking at the house, they talking about babies and stuff, and you know, they go in the house. Marcy had this little breakdown. She called her mom don't answer, she leaves a message, and she called Kelly was like, I'll be there. And basically, you know, when Kelly gets there, she was like, she was showing this house and she just can't do it no more. Her and Randall brought a house because they supposed to have babies and all that stuff. And every time she get up, she keep on thinking about him. She see him everywhere and she just wants something to happen to him. That's what she wants. And I was just like, girl, thank God you got Kelly ass because she the only one that acts like she care about your ass because she came there straight in a hurry for your time of need. She the only friend that she got in that neighborhood. But Randall goes home. He fixes his door. He's outside playing in the plywood of the boat. Like, damn, Granddaddy, look what happened to the boat. Look what my dick did. And, you know, he looking up at the window of Brad and them house and see that the light's on. And he on the phone. And I'm like, I know he ain't finna call this hoe. No, at first, I'm listening to the phone call. He was like, just checking on you. Seeing how you is. Just want you to know I love you. Call me back when you get this if you want to. I said, I know he not calling Alex. You got to get out your damn mind. But no, that was Marcy. But no, after that, he calls Alex right after on the home phone. Alex picked up that phone and said, hello. He was like, yo, I'm just trying to check on you. Alex hung that phone up and came outside and was like, nigga, I hate your ass. You did this shit to us, okay? Don't you ever call me no more and all this stuff and going the fuck off. And I was sitting here like, hold on. You did this too. Don't put it all on Randall. But if you really, you know, I really do think that Alex was going to go out there and they was going to get mad at each other and they was going to have sex. But shit got in there. Something got into the way. Because you mean to tell me you couldn't cuss him out like that on the phone or just hang up the phone and leave it alone? You ain't have to go out there and talk to him. But while she was going off, Marcy ass popped up behind her and then the thing went off. I said, what type of shit? And then on next week episode, Marcy was like, bitch, I guess she gonna serve Randall some divorce papers. And then she like, bitch, I'm finna go out and get fucked. And then next thing you know, we going out. We see Marcy at Brad's office talking about something. I want to have sex with you. And I said, look, if them two hook up, it's predictable. But hey, go ahead. Y'all wives and husband ain't shit. But that was the episode. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I'll see y'all later.